Welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Online Business, Part 2. This is Paul Evans from Nicheology.com, and today we're going to talk about a business model. Now, why do so many people choose a franchise? Because it's a model. A lot of the work has already been done, a lot of the research, a lot of the time saving. It's actually easier to get financing from a proven model than if you go in and try to get a loan based on your own personal idea. There's a track record of success. One of the great things about doing business online is there are so many people who have already been successful who are willing to teach you how to become successful as well. But what I want to do is give you a basic model of online business success. These are several of the components that are needed for success online, and you'll find them in different forms on the internet when it comes to different teachers and different instructors according to the course that you end up purchasing and becoming involved in. And so here is the model: purpose plus product plus processes plus prospects plus profit equals online business success. Yeah, there's a lot more to it than just slapping up a website and letting it run on autopilot as is so popularly taught today. There's a lot more to it than that. And it really begins with these core elements, these 5 areas. So let's look at them briefly, and then in the next video, in part 3, we'll begin with purpose and we'll work through each one specifically and individually. But for now, here's the overview. The questions that you want to ask yourself with purpose are these. Why are you going into business? Who are you going to serve? How will they be better off as a result of you letting them into your part of the web? Or maybe better said, you inviting them into your part of the web. That's your purpose. What is your reason for doing this business? I really believe that the number one reason offline and online businesses fail is not undercapitalization or a poor idea. It's usually that the person is so set on making money that they don't actually care about the market. They're not worried about serving the market, they're worried about serving themselves and surviving. And I know that that's important, but if that becomes the primary focus and you lose that from the outset, it's going to be very difficult to become truly successful online or offline. Your product, what will you sell? What format will it be in? Will it be digital? Will it be a physical product? Will you be selling on eBay? Will you be selling from your own personal website? Will you be doing both? How will it be delivered? Electronically? Will they go to a download page immediately after you make the sale? Will they end up getting a receipt and then you go to the post office and do a mail out? What will you sell as a follow-up? What's your backup plan? I believe one of the greatest myths of online business is that I can open shop with an ebook or an audio product and sell that one product and become wealthy. The truth is that first product, if it breaks even, you're doing extremely well. What you want to do is have a series of products waiting in the wings to sell them into next. Because if your true purpose is to serve a particular market, then you're going to take them on a journey. You're going to begin at a certain level with them, and then you're going to continue to graduate them in a level of ascension as they climb higher and higher up the education and equipping ladder that you're providing through your business. So what are you going to sell as a follow-up? You need to decide that from the outset. Processes. How will you get people to your site? How will you capture their contact information? How will you sell to them? How will they pay? How will they receive your product and in what time frame? So all of this is part of the process that you can simply map out on a legal sheet of paper if you want to. But you need to know how you are going to get people to your site. They're not going to arrive magically. And when we talk about this part in future videos, we'll go specifically through several ways that you can get people to your site. You can capture their contact information, how to sell them, how they will pay, and all of those individual components. But go ahead and start researching that now. Your prospects. Where do, not does, but where do your customers hang out? Or where does your customer hang out? How will you build a relationship with them? Why should they trust you? This is all part of the prospects. So that you need to know where they are. You need to know what they're doing. You need to know where their avenue of travel is so that you can intersect and interrupt them and make sure that they end up on your web page or on your auction page So, where do they hang out? Is it a forum? Is there a way that you can get in front of them? Is it a magazine? Is it a radio show? Is it a television show? How will you build a relationship with them? What are you going to do on an ongoing basis to target their hearts? What are you going to do to connect with them? Why should they trust you? That's a huge question online. I mean, they come to a web page, they don't know if that person's going to steal their information or not. They have no clue about that. So why should they trust you? What component is there? And that's why it's so critical, and we talked about in the processes of contacting or capturing their contact information so that you can continually follow up with them and prove that you're trustworthy and credible. They will be watching over time. It doesn't mean you can't make any mistakes, but you do need to be authentic enough. You need to have enough integrity that they see that consistency in your business. Profit. How much will you charge? Here's a better question. How much will it cost to make a sale? It's not free to do business online. What is your budget? Most people online don't have one. What is the net income? A majority of the numbers that you are seeing on websites that are promising you the moon, that are saying that Mr. X is making so-and-so amount of money, it's really a gross return. It's the maximum amount that they brought in. What they often don't tell you is that 25% of that income was spent in, let's say, pay-per-click charges, or their advertising, or possibly 50% of their income went to their affiliates, the people who were selling their product for 50%. And so they say, I made $100,000. And you're going, wow, that is awesome. That's what I want to do. I want to make $100,000 a year. That would be so fantastic. And then when you get into the real numbers, it turns out that they actually cleared about $22,000, which is still good. But you're thinking, I make more than that right now at my current job. Why would I give up my job to get involved in an industry where I end up cutting my salary in half? It's a great question. You need to ask it at the very beginning of your business and find out what the real numbers are, not only for the numbers that you're seeing on a website, but the real numbers are for your own business that you're going to begin. So finally, as we look at this concept, this model, it's only something for you to follow as a guideline. But you have to find what works for you along the way. So many people want to fill in the blank model. They want to buy someone else's idea and concept, follow it to a T, and get the same results. But there's too many things that are intangible. The personality, the intellect, the speed, the drive, the passion, the energy, all of those vary from person to person. And so the person who wrote the course is very successful with it because that course fits their exact personality. Does that mean that you can't use it and can't learn from it? You can, but you need to take it and tweak it so that it works for you. Don't expect it to work perfectly the first time you apply it, but instead you take that model and you tweak it and learn from it. In the next video, we will begin with purpose and how it relates to our online business and how you can use that to get started on the right foot and the most successfully. Have a great day.